Now, as many as 10 million people living in the UK are living with a painful but little-known condition called Raynauds. A large percentage of them are completely unaware that they have it. Well, this weekend marks the end of Raynauds Awareness Month, and joining us this morning to tell us more about it is the Chief Executive of Scleroderma and Raynauds UK, Sue Farrington, and from Carshalton, Steph, Rolfe, who lives with the condition. Welcome to you both. Sue, if I can turn to you first of all, can you describe exactly what the condition is? Because many people, as I say, may not know of its existence.
Yes, and, as you said in your intro, 10 million people affected and yet very little known. So Raynauds is a condition where the flow of blood to the extremities becomes affected, and that's most often the hands or the feet, but it can be nose and ears. And what happens is that the small blood vessels become oversensitive to cold or changes in temperature, and they constrict, reducing the flow of blood. And as a result, the affected areas go numb and very, very painful. You may see colour changes in your hand. Then as the blood starts to flow back, people describe a very searing, stabbing pain, which is for some quite excruciating. And the number of these attacks, we call this a Raynauds attack, and these can vary throughout. Some people may only have one a day, where others may experience up to a dozen or more every single day. So it makes everyday activities such as trying to chop vegetables or put your key in the door, button your coat up, really, really difficult. And trips to the supermarket down the frozen aisle become almost impossible. And in offices and workplaces, ventilation and air conditioning can become a real problem for people.
Steph, you tell us what it's like living with the condition on a daily basis.
So I've had it for a very long time, but I was only diagnosed December 2019. And it is quite painful when it does occur. So like Sue said, my hands get very painful when they constrict in the vessels. I've taken to buying certain types of gloves that I can wear all year round, just so that my blood vessels are kept warm. I struggle to go in the freezer, so my husband and my children do that a lot for me. And then I try to prevent it more than let an attack happen, because that's easier. And I have to take medication now, and I will have to take that for the rest of my life, basically, to help control it.
And Sue, as we were saying, many people don't know that they have this condition. Is it being misdiagnosed or just not picked up on?
There's just generally a lack of awareness. And the survey that we commissioned recently showed that 1 in 2 adults had no idea what the signs and symptoms of Raynauds are. But interestingly, 20% of them had experienced really cold hands and feet. So it's generally this lack of awareness initially, as opposed to misdiagnosis. People don't know that what they're experiencing has a name and is a condition, which is why we really want to tackle this lack of awareness. And that's really for 3 key reasons. One, that people get the information and advice they need, because it is out there on our website, so that people can better self-manage their condition. The second is for those people who are really severely affected, there is medication. So if they are having frequent attacks on a daily basis, which are very painful, then they should see their GP. And then thirdly, the reason that we really want to raise awareness is that for a smaller percentage of people, it could indicate a more serious underlying connective tissue disease such as scleroderma. But I must stress that this is a much smaller percentage. If you think there's 10 million people affected by Raynauds, we're talking 300,000. But it's very important that these people are referred as soon as possible to a rheumatologist. So 3 key reasons why we're really keen to increase awareness and understanding of this condition.
And Steph, we know that there isn't a cure for the condition. As you said, you're on medication. But for just those people out there who might be sufferers as well, how are you able to manage the symptoms? And are you still able to have live a full life?
Yeah, so you can live your life with Raynauds. I've actually lived with it since I was a teenager, but like I say, I wasn't diagnosed. The hospital, when they did my diagnosis, eventually put me on nifedipine. and that controls the warmth and the blood vessels. I wear these to get through life sometimes. I don't know if you can see. These are my gloves. They're copper insulated. I have fingerless ones and normal gloves like it. And they just help with going shopping, with doing my job on a daily basis when it's cold weather. But it is, if you know how to treat it and look after yourself, it is very easy to lead a normal life.
Sue, just for anybody watching this who thinks they might be suffering with the condition, what can they do?
So I think we understand that at this time people are very reluctant to go and see their GPs. So that's why we've created an online test. So if people do think they've got the signs and symptoms, we would encourage them to go to sruk.co.uk/test-me. And there's a very, very simple test that people can do there. And that will then direct you to whether you have or haven't got Raynauds. There's information there. And for some people, it may suggest that they go and visit their GP. But there are some very simple things that people can do, some lifestyle advice. Some are easier said than done: to stop smoking, to try and take gentle, regular exercise. And as Steph was saying, prevention is really important. So before you're going to go out, think very carefully. Are your hands and feet warm? Are you wearing layers? And as Steph was saying, wear 2 pairs of gloves, an insulating pair and a thicker pair over the top. And hopefully that can reduce the number, frequency and severity of the attacks.
Sue and Steph, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning and raising awareness of the condition.
Thank you.